Hey everyone, welcome back to Teenage Therapy. I'm Gael.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Kayla.
And welcome back to the podcast. Episode 246.
Wow.
So, yeah. Look, I feel like we haven't done a hard-hitting episode in a while. I feel like the last couple episodes we've talked a lot about New York. And I'm just like, sorry about that. There's other stuff going on in our lives, I swear.
Is it?
Not anymore.
And that's the issue.
just kidding.
And that's the issue that
That's-
I've been feeling, is that there's nothing going on in my life anymore. And sometimes I think, like recently, all I've been wanting to do is just like sleep and start the next day.
No, because I feel the depression symptoms.
I
feel
feel
it
the exact
bad.
same way, you guys. Like today,
Wow.
I had a gap where I just wasn't doing anything. And I was just laying. I couldn't bring myself to do anything. And the thing is, I wanted to. Like, I wanted to go drive around, go to the thrift store. I just couldn't do it. I was just in bed on my phone, just waiting for the time for the podcast to start.
Yeah.
And I
Me
felt
too.
like shit.
Yeah. Just like the tiny
Me
bit of
too.
social interaction that just like keeps me going throughout the day. Like that's, yeah. No, it was so bad. I'm glad you're feeling that way too, because I feel like it's been so bad for me recently. Like I just want every day to just like end, and I just want to sleep through it and go to sleep. And like I can't bring myself to do anything. And it's so bad. I'm just like, that's not right. Well, like literally all I've been doing is just like exercise, eating, feeling really overwhelmed and anxious about like my future and work. And then just like taking a nap, eating again, and then just hoping it's time to sleep soon. And I just can't I can't get past that.
That sounds pretty consistent with how I've been feeling.
Me too.
And dealing with things. And it just makes me really sad because I compare myself now to versus like a day that I had in New York, and they look so polar. And I think obviously when we're at home and we're doing nothing and we're just on our phones, like it just makes us feel even worse. And for me, it's sort of like triggering back these old like feelings about my breakup, and it's just not a fun time because obviously I'm closer now to them, and like I just find myself thinking about them more here, and I fucking hate it because I'm like, I thought I was past this. I thought I was good, and I think I know that it's just a rough patch, and it's because I'm obviously feeling, I don't want to say depressed, but feeling
The symptoms.
the symptoms of it.
Yeah.
That
sure.
because of that, I just like think of other things, and I'm just on my phone. So I'm just like thinking of this, and this. And so that's been really hard for me to deal with recently as well. But it's so funny because I'll be so sad in bed. Or not sad, just numb. Feeling numb, really. It doesn't even get to full sadness. I just feel numb. I'll be so numb in bed, and then I'll go take a drive, and all of a sudden I'm just like, wow, this is so good. Like, I switch so easily, and I start thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be totally okay. Like, I feel totally at peace with everything. And then that'll last for maybe the duration of the car ride, maybe even less, like 5 minutes, and then I'm back.
That's so funny. Your car rides are me like at the gym. Because I'm at the
Really?
gym, I finish my workout, I'm like, you know what? Like, no, I'm so inspired. Like, I'm gonna like work is gonna be okay. I'm about to like, I know what to do. Like, let's go ahead, let's go do it. Like, if I can do it, like I'm good for it. Like, this is nice. I like this. I get home and I'm just like, I can't do it anymore. Like, I can't do this. And that's like, I get like a good, like, exercising gives me a good like 10-15 minutes of euphoria before I like crash again.
No, I totally get that. And then in those moments of euphoria, I'm just thinking, why was I ever sad? Like, why did I ever feel like that? Or why was I thinking that way? Obviously, it's just a high.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been pretty numb these days. pretty numb these days.
Just rotting away.
Yeah.
I get it. No, yeah, I've been thinking
What's
also about
going
like
on?
friendships I've lost and just like
yes.
I'm like missing people that used to be in my life as well, and I'm just like, wow, like why am I like this is just not good.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's what I mean by like the digressing back, you know, and like how we talked about in the past episode.
Being at home just
Like-
triggers all the bad things for me. I just feel
Yeah.
anxious. I feel depressed. It reminds me of all the bad things that have happened. It's just not a good time. And even the drives or going to the gym or, you know, things like that to occupy your time, it only works for so long. And I feel like the only way I escape this routine is when I'm out of like Orange County and I'm in LA or something.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I need
hoping.
distance.
Don't know what I need. I think like more than anything, something that's been specifically hard to deal with throughout all this is something that I've consistently felt, not even just here, but also in New York. It's just like, it sounds so cruel, but I feel like I'm so mean to myself in so many ways. Like, I feel like there's so much like self-judgment, self-hatred that I impose on myself.
And you felt that here in New York, or
Yeah, and I remember feeling it in New York of just like judging every tiny thing about myself, like judging, like being so pessimistic about everything. It's been really tough to deal with because I catch myself just being really mean to myself and really pessimistic about my work, my life, and even the lives of others. Like even the work of others, like just nothing feels like I'm just really pessimistic about everything. Like I see other people working on projects and I just think like that's not getting anywhere either. Like where am I gonna get somewhere? Like everything seems so pointless, I think is what I'm trying to say. And it's annoying because I feel that way towards others as well. Like I look at like other projects people are starting and like my brain just is so negative about it too, and I just think like that's so pointless. Like that's not gonna get anywhere, that's pointless, this is pointless, like what's the point? And I just keep feeling that so intensely, and it makes it really difficult to get by.
when did you start feeling like this?
I think I feel like I've always been I don't know when exactly, but I feel like it's been a while that I've just been really like self-critical. I think I've had a habit of being overly self-critical about myself, whether it's like my body or my accomplishments or my intelligence. That's always been there. And I guess now more than ever, I'm just starting to realize that I feel like it's just like I'm scared it's continuing to just get increasingly worse. And I'm just starting to do it more and more and get in the habit of being pessimistic about everything. But I mean, I definitely felt it like when we were in New York. I kept getting bouts of it, and I kept getting out of it, and then I kept getting back into it, and I was just like, I don't know. Like I'm just hoping it's just a phase, because I mean that's normal for that to happen. But now it's getting to the point where I'm like, it just does not stop. It feels like I'm just, you know, maybe I have a couple days of like feeling okay, but then like after that it's just a lot of self-judgment and just like criticism. I think I journaled about this the other day. Like I think I really did realize that, sounds really cruel to say out loud, but that I just like really hate myself, I think. And I don't think I ever really stopped to think if I loved myself or not until recently. And like coming to the conclusion that I don't, and I actually feel the extreme opposite of it, was really sad, because I didn't like, I don't know, I guess it just kind of hit me out of nowhere that like I didn't realize how much like self-hatred I had until recently. And so I think now more than ever I'm like seeing it manifest in just my thoughts, my opinions of myself, of others, of everything. Like the way that I see life right now is just very just pessimistic.
Do you think you were ever at a point where you like loved yourself?
I think so. I feel like throughout like, I mean, I'm hoping I'm just not forgetting, like maybe there was some hate or something, but I feel like throughout like sophomore and like maybe like throughout sophomore till junior or senior year, I feel like that's when I feel like I had a lot more love for myself and a lot more confidence in a lot of ways. And now it just feels like my thoughts are just constantly plagued by like anxiety and worry and overthinking. And just a lot of nihilism in general, which like really sucks because I don't know when exactly that habit started forming, but I feel like it's exponentially getting worse, and that's just really like worrying because I don't like it.
Do you feel like you know yourself pretty well? Like you have a very strong sense of who you are and your identity?
I don't think so. I mean, in a lot of ways I do. I just don't think I feel like I'm a little bit of everything and not enough of one thing. And so that causes me to really struggle with, I think, identity in a lot of ways. And so the more that I grow older, the more that I think have struggled to find my identity, both personally and professionally. And so I don't know, yeah, maybe this is some of like the growing pains of that. Of like really questioning who I am, like what I do like, what I hate about myself, and like,
I mean, there's some good in questioning that and what like whether you like yourself or not, because it means you're growing and it means that there's change going on in your life. I don't know. I mean, if you guys have been listening to the podcast like from the beginning, I remember I talked a lot about self-hatred, and I feel like I can confidently say that I don't feel that way anymore today because I have really just taken the time to let myself heal from a lot of things and to get to know myself on a deeper level and um, try and figure out who I am and not what everyone else wanted me to be. So that's kind of how I kind of relieved myself resentment towards myself. But I don't know, it's different for everybody. So it's difficult.
I think a lot of self-hatred also comes from being very indecisive. I feel like I can't make a decision about what I want out of myself or out of others or out of certain aspects of my life. And that's causing a lot of turbulence because I can't seem to fully focus in on one thing. And it just causes me to split my time trying to do one thing or split myself to be this other thing because I can't decide what I truly resonate with. And of course, because I spread myself so thin, it just leads to more failures than successes in a lot of aspects and a lot of comparison. And then as a result, I think that just compounds the feelings of disappointment in myself. Yeah.
These decisions, like big life decisions or like even the small ones.
Even small ones. I just think about like, what do I like to wear? What do I like to do? How do I want to act? Like, what kind of people do I want to be around? And I just can't, like, what do I do for fun? I can't seem to decide. Like, I don't know if it makes sense, but I can't, like, I feel like there's just a lot missing from my life. And then just, I have a big problem with comparison as well. And I think that's causing a lot of self-hatred is I'm just constantly comparing myself to people. And if that, of course, does not make me feel any better, it just makes me feel worse. And so, I don't know, I can't seem to stop it as of late. And just, like, yeah, it's just, there's not much else to say. I guess just recently, everything, I just have felt, like, really pessimistic about everything. Like, nothing seems worth doing. Everything seems kind of pointless. Which is, like, a really scary thing to feel.
And you don't think, like, a certain event triggered this? It was just...
I don't know. I feel like just some days I just wake up and everything feels wrong. But I guess this just has been brewing for a while. I don't know what it is. I think I miss when, I don't know what activates, like, the feelings of good and positivity and confidence in a way that I can sustain it. It all feels so unstable that I'm just kind of, like, I guess, yeah, at the mercy of however my mind decides to feel. It's not consistent at all.
Do you think you've given yourself the chance to figure that out?
I've definitely tried. Yeah. I've tried. I mean, I try to, like, if I'm feeling bad, I try to either journal, do things that, like, make me feel good. I try to rest, try to do all that. I don't know if it works. I think it's really just, like, a waiting game of hoping it passes. And it's just, I guess, I don't know. I'm trying to really break the habit of, like, negative self-talk and comparison and nitpicking. Because I think it's just gotten worse. But it's just been difficult to do that in practicality. Like, when people say they go through, like they just, like, went through a period of, like, just switching their mindset and suddenly they, like, love themselves and, like, they change themselves as a person. Like, I don't know. I gotta figure out how to do that. Maybe it is just, I mean, I just gotta listen to old episodes sometimes because I feel like sophomore year me, like, junior year me had more wisdom than I do now. And I think I didn't overthink things the way that I do now.
I mean, but you're also 20 now, and you have big boy problems, so obviously you have bigger things to worry about. You can't be your naive 15-year-old self who, I mean, everyone at 15 years old, they think they know everything. I thought I knew everything at 15 years old, and I was like, oh, I'm so much more grown than everyone thinks I am, but then you just grow up and realize you're not actually all that grown.
Well, I like that naiveness. I mean, it definitely kept me, like,
I get you, yeah.
stable in so many more ways now. And now it feels like the world is scarier now that I grow up. Like, it seemed so much less intimidating when I was younger. Yeah, I think recently I've just been missing a lot of that confidence I had when I was younger. Like, just, I wouldn't worry so much. I think I'm, like, perpetually worried now about everything. And, like, that's the first thing that I begin with, every thought with. And that's something that's, like, really obnoxious.
Do you think you, like, tie your self-confidence to your accomplishments?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think I have, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Um,
I kind of think you do too. Because you always talk about how you're scared about growing up and how it's so much harder to be impressive at this age than, doing all of this at 15 and everyone thinking you're very accomplished and stuff. And I don't know. I think you really do tie your self-worth to whatever you accomplish. But I don't know. I feel like you kind of remove a lot of humanity from yourself because of that. You forget that you're just a person at the end of the day and that you're only 20. And it's harder for us to, realize that we don't need to be doing impressive things because we are surrounded by that. Like, we go to these events and we're part of these organizations where everyone is doing such impressive things at such young ages, our ages, that we feel pressured to have to keep up with them. And if we don't, then that would mean that we're less than them. But it just, I don't know. You have to realign your goals and figure out what makes you happy at the end of the day, because that's how I just realized that that's not who I want to be.
I mean, the thing is, though, I feel like every time I journal about it, I realize and I know that, like, the work that I do makes me happy. Like, I feel happy when I am realizing and working on one of my ideas and projects. Like, that is fun for me. What I hate is feeling pessimistic about all that work. And if anything, like, being surrounded by ambitious, incredible people, like, inspires me and motivates me and, like, gives me the energy to be like, okay, like, this is possible. What I hate feeling is being around incredible, ambitious, smart people doing incredible things and feeling like everything they're doing is pointless. Like, that's the feeling that I just, like, hate, because, like, it takes the fun out of something that I, like, find a lot of my happiness in. Like, it, like, I see people building, like, amazing projects, amazing companies, amazing amazing things, and I just hate, like, that my brain just looks down on all of it as so, like, I guess, and, like, this sounds so mean, but, like, in a way, like, worthless, pointless. Like, there's, like, I've gotten so, like, pessimistic and nihilistic about life. And like I said earlier, like, I keep repeating it, it just feels really scary to feel that way. Because it, like, really kills any motivation or desire to do anything, because it just, makes me, like, think nothing is actually worth it. I don't know where that comes from. Maybe I think it comes from a desire.
I feel like there's a lot to unpack.
I feel like it comes from a desire of, I feel like money has been a driving factor in a lot of this. Is that I see people working so hard, doing amazing things, and, like, I just think, like, well, they're not rich yet, or they're not mega successful yet, so what's the point? And so maybe a lot of this pessimism has been skewed by these feelings of thinking that success, like, to the level that I'm expecting, is so rare that it's not worth trying anything other than that, and anything other than that isn't worth achieving. And so I think maybe that's what's been leading me down this path of feeling like no one's doing anything worth doing, and, like, everyone's gonna fail.
Yeah, I think just like your thoughts of like other people's projects are pointless, they're gonna fail, it's worthless, etc. I think it's just like what you think about your own projects going on now. And obviously, like how confident or the lack of confidence that you feel in yourself.
I also think that even though it's really good to hear that you find a lot of joy in your work and being surrounded by like-minded people, it's also important to find joy in other things too. And I feel like you get very consumed in your work and you know, like you want to get to a certain destination or goal, um, that you just forget that there's other things in your life to appreciate and to like enjoy. And I think that's something that maybe you could give more time and attention to. You know what I mean?
I think I just feel paranoid. I'm constantly paranoid that money will run out, that time will run out, that opportunity will go away. And that makes it difficult to enjoy anything else because it feels like my life should be consumed by work and trying to survive. Like it feels like I'm just in constant survival mode. And I've been trying to slow down and appreciate what has happened and the way that things haven't blown up, but it's extremely difficult because I know like things have to keep moving for in order for life to get anywhere. If I stop, my life stops, and that's just like an incredibly like daunting thing to think about. And so I feel a lot of that pressure. I've been feeling a lot of that pressure recently. I've been feeling like really paralyzed. I think like everything feels like too big of an undertaking to start. And I'm just like I think so I'm thinking way too far ahead that it like kills any sort of motivation I might have in the moment because everything feels so distant, like so much work, and I guess maybe I'm just really tired. But I guess I hope it goes away. Anyways, what are you guys feeling?
I'm just processing what you said.
Oh, I mean, I was just going to talk about how I think our situations are different because mine was very personal and it was about me and like internally the way I behaved, the way I think, and just like me as a person. I think that was where a lot of my self-hatred stemmed from. But you, it's your actions and it's your accomplishments. It's these external factors in your life that are really getting to you. And I don't know. I feel like that's very different from what I had to navigate. So I don't know.
I haven't been feeling too much self-hatred, but something that you briefly mentioned was comparison, and I think I've been feeling that a little bit more than usual. I think for me it's more specifically with like just my body. I don't know why I feel like I'm in this weird limbo where I just feel like I don't look like myself, or like I don't know. I feel like I just don't recognize myself too much right now. And I literally know like nothing has changed at all. But I just feel different. Like don't like. Am I going through puberty?
No, I was really gonna say.
Like, am I
the
going
second
through
puberty
May?
is fucking all of us up. This is what it
I don't-
is.
I mean, shit. I hope it goes away soon. But yeah, I just haven't been feeling too confident in my body and myself, really, and I don't really know how to tackle that. But yeah, and I think something that I've also been thinking about more, and I mentioned it to you guys, but it's just like male validation. And that's
I was gonna say,
yeah.
I feel like there's a correlation there.
I think so. I'm sure there is. But I think more recently I've caught myself thinking more about men's attention and like thinking if I wear this, like they'll find me more attractive, or if I like do this, they'll think I'm hot or something. And it makes me really sad because I used to not be like this. Or I mean,
You're
obviously,
poisoned by a boyfriend.
I've been poisoned by an ex. And so I think obviously now that I've been exposed to this different realm of boyfriends and men, whatever, now post that I still feel like I just need to prove myself. That's what it feels like. It feels like I need to prove myself to people, but right now more specifically like men. Like I have to show like I am worth liking, like I'm worth like having a crush on or something. And I'm just like really hoping it calms down a bit. Not that it's like super crazy right now, but it's just like I'm not like this. And so again, I've just been feeling not myself with those thoughts. And like, yeah.
I mean, I would say you're still in the healing era of like that relationship. It's not like, how long has it been? I don't know, but I feel like you barely like got over him, quote unquote, got over him, like not too long ago, like 2 months ago. So obviously, this is just another way of like still getting over it. You want to fill that space with someone new. Like the urge is there, so it's normal.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be here long. I think you just are used to having like that man in your life, and now you're just feeling a little lost.
Yeah. And that's what I have to remind myself too. Like it was barely like last month or like last month and a half where I felt like I've reached this point where I'm okay. Like I did my time. I did my time. Like I clocked out.
You did.
But I think this is just something that I didn't expect with a breakup.
I mean,
Like,
I think
I just
normally
didn't
this is what
expect
people
it.
would call the hoe phase, but I think you have a little more like restraint
That's
when it
funny.
comes to it. So it's like your hoe phase is more like
Self-reflection time.
Yeah.
I need a balance. But yeah, it's just like it's unexpected, and it's just something that I'm trying to actively be aware of and not give into my thoughts, or like, yeah, just not act on it.
What does acting on it mean?
Like something as small as just like dressing a specific way if I know like a guy's gonna be there, or like,
that's
you know,
not you. That's just not you.
it's just not me, like at all.
You're a
And
girl's girl.
I'm a girl's girl, exactly. And so I just feel not myself recently. And so I'm trying to get her back.
Where did she go?
Where did she go? She's in the unknown. No, it's like totally fine. Again,
I think it's just that little limbo period.
Yeah, it's this limbo period. And you know what? Healing isn't linear, but I like, besides this, I think I've totally made peace with like everything else, you know? But yeah.
That's good.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't know if I have any updates. I'm not gonna lie. I feel
That's totally cool.
yeah. I feel like I've been talking about, like I've been saying. I feel like I'm at a good place in life right now. I feel content. I hate that I'm home because, like you were talking about, it just feels like I'm going backwards and I'm feeling things that I haven't felt in a long time, and I hate that. So I'm just hoping the move back to college is gonna help with that. And if not, then I will be I will be having updates next episode. But for now, not worrying too much about it. And
This is your first episode as a 20-year-old.
oh yeah, I just
God.
turned 20, and honestly, not as scary as I thought it would be. I think it helped that I'm the youngest out of like all of my friends. So it kind of felt like, I mean, everyone else already went through it. Like, it's just, I got to get it done. But also, I think the time I spent in New York, where I just had so much independence and freedom and a lot of time to self reflect and, you know, get to know myself. I feel like I have a very strong sense of identity because of that. And because of that strong sense of identity, I didn't feel scared about turning 20. I was like, this is the next best step for me. I feel ready. 19 was a very turbulent time for me. 20 will bring me opportunities and new experiences, and I can't wait for that. So, yeah, I feel good. I feel excited about life, and I'm I'm ready for a good time. Yeah,
We're so ready.
I'm very ready.
So ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll see how these next couple of weeks treat you as a 20-year-old.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Because when you guys turned 20, it was not pretty. I feel
But
like
also, I was just,
I feel like
I mean,
both
you
of you
guys
guys were going
know.
through so much.
Yeah. I think the timing was just off or something.
Maybe it is just the 20s thing. Who knows?
Maybe.
I hope not. I'm having a
We'll
good
see.
time right now. I'm
Okay, like 2 is kind of questionable, but 3, that's a pattern.
3.
Yeah, like one of us going through it. Okay,
Oh.
sure, coincidence. 2 of us, okay, questionable.
Weird.
3 of you, okay.
I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna have like, you know,
The curse of TT.
the curse of TT.
but shit always goes down when you're, you know, 20. I feel that's a pretty common thing for everybody.
Mhm.
I think it's only
Like,
right.
Yeah, because you're, you know, you're going from a teenager to an adult. 20, like, it hasn't registered in my head yet, and it feels weird to say that I'm 20 because I don't feel 20. But I mean, it's like
That's true.
it's an exciting time.
I
Like,
need more people to ask me how old I am. That would really get like me processing the fact I'm not 19.
you're 23.
I'm 20. I'm 20. How old are you? I'm 20. I'm 21. Yeah.
I think it just feels right. Like, I'm 20.
Oh, I'm 20.
Did you just ask yourself how tall you are?
How old I
Bye.
am? Yeah. But guys, I mean, yeah, we have some big announcements coming next episode. So
Oh, next episode.
yeah, next episode is gonna be a
I'm
pretty major
scared.
episode.
Stay tuned,
Kind of a
guys.
sad episode. So
Sad, but
it's gonna be
More
a
tears.
very bittersweet couple next
bittersweet.
weeks.
We love bittersweet.
Oh,
That's our
yes.
favorite fucking word.
We haven't
It's
used
our
it a lot
favorite
recently.
flavor, bittersweet.
It's just
I
been
think things have
bitter?
just been bitter recently,
Yeah.
not sweet at all. So fuck,
I mean, it's
we
been
haven't made
sweet
any nice
too.
memories.
It's been really
No, I feel like maybe in a couple months it'll be bittersweet. Right now everything's just bitter.
Kyle, we just came from New York, which was very sweet.
I know, but like it's not bitter yet because it's still fresh. So like in a couple months it'll be like, oh, that was very bittersweet. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, well, make sure you tune into the next couple episodes. Things are gonna be quickly changing, and follow us on Instagram at Teenager Therapy to also stay updated on everything. So, yeah, Anyways, with that being said, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.